is only the master.
Today I bring you maths. But don't despair, I'll do all the hard maths and I'll get a secret Whovian sin in for you. Important note, this video does contain spoilers for World Enough and Time. So, let's get started! So, during the course of this episode, we see the TARDIS team land on a ship that is next to a black hole. They're at the top of the ship, and during the process of the episode, Bill gets separated from the rest of the team and ends up at the bottom of the ship. Now, this does lead to some very interesting factors to do with time and the black hole.
Ship very slow. We are at bottom. Bottom much faster.
So, the first question that comes to mind to me is, how long were they all on the ship? On the top, it's quite easy. They very explicitly say,
it's been 10 minutes, so she must have been down there for years.
So we get 10 minutes for the Doctor, Nardole and Missy up on floor 0, and we get a ballpark number of years for Bill. Now that's a good sort of area to look at. That does narrow it down to somewhere between 2 and 10 years, but that's not good enough for me. Now, we need to find some sort of frame of reference. Ooh, if only I had a nice big clock that showed the time on both floors simultaneously.
Oh, wait a minute. I do!
The clock actually appears 3 times, although the first 2 times are so close together that we might as well just count the first one and then use the second one, which was considerably later. So, on the first one, we can see the figures. So the easiest way to work out time would probably be to figure out the difference between the first and second appearance of the clock. So we can see that on the first one, the floor 0 one is at 2 days, 10 hours, 45 minutes and 17 seconds, while the floor 1001 is at 365,000 days. Now if we look at the next clock, we can see that it's gone up around about 400 days on the floor 1000, and then if we have a look at the time of floor 0, wait a minute, that can't be right. The floor 0 is 2 days, 10 hours, 45 minutes and 0 seconds, whereas in the previous scene it was 10 hours, 45 minutes, 17 seconds. It's lost 17 seconds. I mean, seriously, why would they not pay close attention to that? The clocks are a massive point of information to show the progression of time. Why would they not pay more attention to it? Anyway, rant over, let's get back to calculation. So we need to use a slightly different method to work this one out then, although this does only require 1 clock, so I will be using the first one shown in the episode on screen now. So, what we need to do is basically figure out how long has passed on floor 0 in seconds and floor 1056 in seconds. So I've currently put all my calculations up on screen so that if you're curious how I've reached these numbers you can. But the takeaway is that it is 149,109 seconds per second. That's 2,485 minutes, that makes it 41 hours and 25 minutes per second, which is 1.75 days per second, which is a much more simple number. So now that we know that for every second that passes for the Doctor, 1.75 days passes for Bill, we can figure out it's 1,035 days in the 10 minutes that they mentioned, which is 147.9 weeks, which is just under 3 years. Which I think is quite an interesting one. It's sort of shown to be that, but it is also seeming to be a lot longer. Most people I've seen on the internet tend to be saying about 5 or 10 years, with some going as far as 20 years. Another interesting thing that we can work out with this is that the turbo lift took around about a minute and a half in floor 0 time to get from the bottom floor to the top floor. With this calculation, it means that Bill has actually been a Cyberman for about 4 or 5 months by the time they reach her. So this is just something that I thought I'd have a bit of a look into, and I found it quite interesting, so I thought I'd share by doing a video on it. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Did you find it interesting? If you did, let me know if there's anything else like this you'd like to see me do. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.
The Garnetto is the best. You will like, comment, and subscribe.